to talk about emotions, feelings, and trauma. So I hit a pretty big wound this morning, and I'm pretty transparent about my experiences on every front because I believe in radical authenticity. So I went to get a coffee today, and the guy asked me, "How are you? How's it going?" And I was honest, and I responded in the way that was true for me. It's I'm really going through a hard time. And he said, "Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. What's wrong?" I'm like, "Nothing is wrong." And I realized that there's this societal conditioning of us experiencing anything other than happiness being wrong, and how this actually perpetuates suffering, because every time we hit some pain, we are conditioned to believe that feeling pain is wrong and we have to clean it up as quick as possible and get better. "Oh, I hope you feel better soon." And I said, I don't have any expectations on how I feel. I don't need to feel any particular way. There's nothing wrong with how I'm feeling, and for me, it's not a dual prospect on better or worse. It just is. And as long as I reject or deny my experience or attempt to change it or want it to be different, then I'm never going to get to the root of what's actually occurring. And so I am sending out a prayer and an invitation for us to feel the emotions all the way through. There's some really deep traumas getting surfaced right now and dug up at this time, with Samhain approaching this weekend and the new moon approaching next week in Scorpio, and it's a really deep experience. It's a death portal. And if we are continuing to approach our emotions in a right or a wrong way, we're perpetuating this good girl, good boy archetype conditioning that keeps us creating suffering through avoidance and through resistance. So my invitation and my encouragement is to be radically authentic and not go into distraction or disassociation if something is uncomfortable and difficult, but to actually face it and see it all the way through, no matter how hard it may be. Even if it feels like a death, that's because it's probably a death. And if we can't allow these little deaths, these miniature internal deaths, we hold on to this trauma, store it in our nervous system, store it in our bodies, and it turns into disease. So my invitation is to be radically authentic, transparent, and honest with yourself, no matter what anyone else may say or think about it, and see it all the way through.